Welcome back to No Apologies on Deck. I'm Lori Hins, your host, and with me a guest in studio also from our hometown of Bismarck, North Dakota, the current mayor incumbent running for office, Steve Bakken.
Hi, Lori.
Good to have you.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
It'll be fun to talk to you a little bit. You are running for your second term.
Second term, yes, ma'am.
So this has been, a term in the past. I have to say that I have enjoyed the fact that you are not a big flashy mayor. We kind of have had mayors before who are bigger than life, and you're kind of, in my view, as just a constituent, a kind of a background, doing your job type of guy. Am I wrong?
Substance
over flash.
Yeah, yeah. The mayor's role, which is actually the president of the city commission, is to set policy, break ties, and the policy was the issues that the city of Bismarck was really struggling with. So I took that role when I was elected the first go around, very serious, made it a full-time job. It warranted that extra work and fixed a lot of the policies that were eroding our city.
So we have some new people probably in the community. Why don't we go back and tell a little bit about yourself and give people a little biography, mini biography.
Born in Grand Forks. I've been in broadcasting for over 40 years now. Also do private consulting, a lot of oil and gas work, marketing, communications, government relations, government affairs work in the marketing side of things, and the private sector side. Yeah, I've always loved Bismarck. My time growing up in Grand Forks and the eastern part of the state, I spent every minute out here I could. Through college, spent every minute out here I could, hunting and fishing, and I just love Bismarck. If you're going to live in the state of North Dakota, it's Bismarck, plain and simple. And my broadcasting career and other ventures took me around the country a little bit, and I always keep coming back to North Dakota. Moved back, I was out of state from 2000 to 2007, running a business my dad had out on the West Coast, retired him out of that, sold that business off, moved back to Fargo actually at the time, and then had an opportunity to move out to Bismarck and jumped at it.
Yeah.
I couldn't get out here fast enough. It's like, this is where I'm putting down roots.
It is a pretty amazing city, it really is.
It is. Bismarck is the best city in the state of North Dakota. If you're going to live anywhere in the state, it's here. Met my wife in Bismarck, and we're not going anywhere else.
Exactly, I feel that way too. I have 3 young sons, not young anymore, but I used to tell them when they were little, you live in the best city, in the best state, in the best country in the world.
Everybody thinks North Dakota from the movie Fargo. It's like, that's over there.
Yeah.
That's not here.
Yeah.
We've got topography.
It's a pretty amazing place. Now,
Yeah.
what spurred you on to decide to run again for a second term? I mean, there are things that are tough about being mayor.
It's almost 4th term. It's weird that it takes about 3 months to get your feet wet and get your feet under you in the position. Just got working on things. We had things starting to move the right direction. That's the first term. COVID hit.
Oh, right.
There's a year and a half out that was a pause, and that was the second term. Then just get working on things again, and now have to run again. So it was almost like 3 terms in that first term. It was just start, stop, start, stop,
You've
start.
lost all of that time. I mean,
Yeah.
I get confused sometimes. I'm like, oh
But
yeah, that's right.
has.
There was a year there, and you forget about it.
Year and a half, and everybody did, and that took the full focus of the mayor's office. I remember the meetings with the governor's office and around the state with the large city mayors, and I was fighting to keep things open and keep our economy going and keep our people safe and juggling all that. And I think we came out of it pretty well. You take a look at our economy, and we really didn't take a big hit like a lot of other places in the state and around the country did. I think we balanced that pretty well.
Now, you bring to the city some really good common sense, but tell me a little bit about your strengths. What do you think are your strengths?
My biggest strength is being able to put the pieces together. I don't ever want to be the smartest person in the room. You have people for that. And nobody can be brilliant in every space. What I bring to the table is vision. And one of the things we always fail at in North Dakota is, and I think it's a function of the legislature because it's that 2-year budget cycle, is long-term planning. Lack of long-term planning gets you in trouble financially when it comes to infrastructure. Trying to manage a growth plate and the infrastructure and growth that goes along with that, if you're not looking out into the future 15, 20 years, 25 years, you're sunk. I mean, that's how you precipitate the issues that got the city of Bismarck financially in trouble in the first place. You can't look out just 2, 3, 4 years. You have to have that long-term goal and that long-term vision, and then the vision to put the pieces together. You know, it's a chessboard. We have to make sure that we have the right pieces in the right places for today, tomorrow, 10 years, 15, 20, 25 years down the road. We're working on Together 2045 right now. Just had a great meeting on that today. That's that long-term vision for the city of Bismarck and how we're growing.
Right. You know, you had when you ran, you had a vision of what you could do with the river and how to really, really improve that. And if I'm not mistaken, there's been some improvements already that have started on the river shore.
Well, so Jake Axman and Michael Gunch and a few other people in the community have really helped take this along. We got some money out of the legislature for the master planning, what that looks like. We've got the one asset in the state nobody else has in Bismarck. And not having a utilized, developed waterfront costs our taxpayers money. We have an opportunity to mitigate taxes, property taxes in the city of Bismarck. Think of it in terms of the half-cent sales tax that everybody voted in for those 10 municipal projects. So now we have an opportunity to utilize sales tax from people coming to the community because of a developed waterfront to mitigate the property taxes, which that's basically what that half-cent sales tax did, was mitigate property taxes. So that helps pay for the infrastructure.
Right, right. Well, it's going to be a beautiful addition to our city, too, because it's a lovely city. In the last minute here, this year is very, very special. It is an anniversary for our city, and you get to be mayor during it. Yeah,
it is an honor and a privilege to be the mayor during the 150th celebration. And anybody who attended the 150th celebration for the actual day at the event center and went to the performance, former Mayor Bill Sorensen knocked it out of the park, did such a wonderful job emceeing that and putting the pieces together with local talent and bringing that sense of community right here, the history of it. Pageantry, it was beautiful. It was absolutely phenomenal. And going forward, one of the things that I was very cognizant of is 150 years, the city of Bismarck deserved more than a celebration for a day or a weekend.
I agree.
So we're going to be celebrating all year long with events.
Thank you so much for coming in. You want to give your website? You got about 10 seconds.
BakkenForBismarck.com. Anybody want to sign or find out anything else about me or contact me, you can go there.
All right.
It's just BakkenForBismarck.com.
Thank you.